we go. All right. Good morning out there. Sorry about that. I was getting rid of a Poshmark listing. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales on a nice Monday where nice things happened. This morning, tons of sales, handful of finds, but nothing really to go hard on. Didn't hit. I think I had one estate sale that I got a box of tools out of that they're either going to go in my own toolbox or in a flea market. So finds wasn't a whole ton of finds, but boy was there a ton of sales. Sales were real good last week, and particularly over this weekend. I've got a dozen sales, including some like big stuff, like size-wise, that I moved, and thankfully it moved quick, and hopefully I've got the right boxes for this stuff. That's how crazy this weekend went. So we're going to get into that because we all got work to do, and boxing that much stuff, there'll be an hour worth of boxing stuff up because some of it's awkward. So we'll jump into that. So let's get on this so we can all get paid. All right. First up, had some books I've been sitting on a little while, less than a year, but still a little bit. 3 books by children's books by an author named Clyde Bulla, Bulla. His stuff does lot up okay. These 3 went for $8, and these are like old library copies for $8. So Clyde Bulla is a good author. If you find some nice condition older books of his, those can do okay, but they're also good books to lot up. So Clyde Bulla, $8 for those. Next up, another $8 sale. I've been backing off manga lately, unless I find like a big batch of the same thing. This is a little bit of an exception. Blue Lock. The girl at the front desk told me it was a good manga. I didn't read it. Some sort of, I don't know, soccer thing. But this went for $8, and this one's a little rough too. This is like, if this was mint, it's like a $15 book or more. So Blue Lock, apparently you need to be looking for. All right, next up, these jeans. We're gonna go to jeans. Jeans, Blue Mountain, regular denim Blue men's jeans, 36, 34, but they fit tight. I tried them on; they don't fit me. Got these from a buddy. These sold for $12. So like, I'm still confused about denim. So if you have any insights to share about what to sell blue jean wise, put them down below, because it seems like denim sells well when it's the right one. And I don't know if this is the right one, but I've had this listed for a couple months now, and it's sold. So I'm trying a few different things also clothing wise. There's a place locally I can get cheap clothing at one of the thrift stores, and I really like to find those easy $10 to $15 pieces that move pretty quickly. I'm experimenting with a few things right now, see if it works out, or if there's something I'm completely missing, or if there's somebody who talks about that sort of stuff. Anyway, because it's all going to have to be like style, because it's not going to be manufactured. Anyway, all right. Moving along here. That's 58, 12, 30, 14. $6. They're up in here somewhere. But I'll have to pull them out. Is it the jam? Yeah. Okay. Batch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for $6. Yu-Gi-Oh isn't great. Yeah, I think if you can, the secret to selling Yu-Gi-Oh is if you watch the cartoon at all, you see like they combine things to make the monsters, and it's getting those right. It's like getting the combinations together to sell. And I've had a big batch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, okay, there's 3 or 4 cards I can kind of put together to resell, and that's what kind of worked here. So this was, and I got a bunch more. I need to like figure out a way to sell them. But it was like $6 for a handful of cards, which is decent, because shipping that's going to be cheap and easy. All right, here's a weird one. About 6 of them. We've got all 6 of them. Okay. I think I'll have to find the other one. I got one more I got to find. But I think this is something. It's one of those you think that it's worth more, that it's more valuable, and you wonder if you actually ever labeled it right, but you can only go with so much information. Airplane instructional CDs for PC, and interactive courseware, and I'm almost wondering if these things are legal to sell. Yeah, and so 5 of these for $22. Real interesting, like some sort of training programs or something for these. So I wonder if to the right market they wouldn't have been worth a bunch more, but so they are. So interesting stuff there, and $22. So anyway, moving along on to something else. I went for $22. Love boxes. This is one of those things that I almost kept, figured a reason out to keep. This is a vintage 1960s My Buddy metal tool tackle box. This is real interesting. It still has a Home Depot tag, like a vintage Home Depot tag on it. Made in USA, simple, small rental, but things clean, no rust. I think I cleaned it up a little bit. There's a little bit of rust wear here, but I don't know. It's some sort of small, simple tool tackle box that this sort of stuff still sells if it's clean and good shape. So, and it's going to be easy to ship. It's light. It's great. Love it. Almost kept it because I could have put stuff in it. I don't know. I almost put like my eBay tools here. Like I've got a batch of tools and stuff for eBay in my office here for fixing minor things and doing that sort of stuff, and that would have been good for that. But I sold it instead because I needed the money more than I needed the storage. All right, $15. Great classic cars of the world. 1993, $15 for this book. Hardcover, nice coffee table. Car books are interesting animals. I look up every car book I find. I would say about 10% of them are worth reselling, which is actually not too bad. And so that's, I think, worth thinking about. If you find good car books, particularly with rare cars in them, with real specific emphasis, with weird cars, not like your Mustangs, Camaros, or even though some of those do sell. But something with weird cars in it, rare cars in it. I'm betting that if there's auction ones, those will even be better. All right. Next. This. Can't have it. I've yet to fail to sell one of these. But I think shipping is going to bite me a little bit. $25 for this is a Wilton cake decorating caddy. These things are neat. If you're honestly, if your wife or husband or boyfriend or dog is into cake decorating, this is almost essential. Because the storage tray particularly is really good. It's designed for very specific stuff. My wife has one that I found at a yard sale. I've actually got another one sitting over there. So sold this for $25 shipped. I wonder if I didn't pay a little. It's the type of thing I needed to get for less than $5 to make money on it. To really make money on it, that price. And I think I paid a little bit more than that for this, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's hard for me to pass these things up. I may need to try putting these on Facebook Marketplace first. I may try that with the next one. So to resell it. Book. One more book. No toys this week, oddly enough. Just books and boxes in a bag, and you're about to see that in a minute. Got this. This sold quick too. Got this like Thursday. The complete book of Charles Fort, $35 for that one. So that was a neat find. Again, it goes. There's no barcode. goes into that rule. If it doesn't have a barcode, look it up because you may have something. That's space of plan. Okay, next up, more clothing. This is a Dickies Unlined Eisenhower jacket. Sort of a tough workwear jacket. This thing fit me, and it was hard to. It was another one of those things like, do I need that? And I didn't, and so I'm flipping it. But this is a real neat. Nothing's fancy to this jacket. Except Dickies is a decent brand to check whenever you find something on good condition, particularly coats and jackets, and their tougher stuff is real good to find. So this was $30. Great, neat find for a jacket. I think I about paid $1 for that, which is good. Final two things. One is I sold one of these last week. This is a Heathkit ET3600 educational system. It's some sort of testing, figuring out how to use like circuits thing or something. I don't know. It's $50. It was a weird look. Here's a roll. It's a weird looking electronic thing that I didn't know what it was. And it's heavy and it's older. So I grabbed it. Like I put it in my basket, then looked it up type thing. I didn't look it up on the shelf. I just like grabbed it. I was like, I bet that's worth something. Particularly, I think I paid $10 for this and another similar one, like a 3700, another similar, almost just like it. And they both flipped. They both went. The other one, I wonder if I didn't price too low because it sold within like 2 hours. This one sold in about 2 weeks. So weird electronics that you're not sure what they are, grab them and see if you can't do something with them. All right. Finally, the fun thing. Took a chance on this, $25. And it looks like it's going to pay off if I can get the shipping right. Ugh. This is I think it's a store display golf bag. I think a guy was using it with kids clubs or something. It cost me $25 at Goodwill. Clean, but it has like Adidas golf socks kind of embroidered right here. So I think it was more of a store display than actually used all that much, but it's kind of cool. It was small. I think one of the things I put in there was like decoration, man cave stuff. It actually sold once, and the guy backed out on me at $150 because he said he found one cheaper. Whatever. Relisted, sold for $125 like 2 days later. So it's not heavy, so weight's not going to be an issue. It's just the dimensions on the package. I got one of those. It's one of those situations I have a big box I can throw it in. That's probably a little too big, and I've got another one that hopefully, if it's like the exact right size, I'm hoping it'll work. If it's not too tight, so that's what I grabbed. So real good sales weekend this weekend. Things blowing up, and so we can get this trend to continue a little bit. Be nice to get some of this stuff out of here. There's a little bit of a mess here and there. So we're going to keep things moving, and y'all have a good one. Have some coffee, and I'll catch y'all next time.